Hello, Superfat Korean here, and today I'll be showing you guys Supertrend and also backtesting it on Bitcoin without any coding. So Supertrend is like a cool indicator. It's basically a trend indicator, meaning that your drawdown is going to be super high, but in exchange for that, you usually get higher returns and higher win rates. So Supertrend is known as like a lazy indicator since you really don't really need to know much to trade with Supertrend. All you need to do is if it's green, long, if it's red, short. Today we'll be using Supertrend Cloud, however, which is just two of them, but for the settings, I'll be going 10.6 and 6.10. And here you go, 10.6 and 6.10. So as you can see, it does a decent job of capturing trend. So yeah, now these areas right here where the 6 period and then the 10 period is overlapped. Usually you only want to get out, or you can add another indicator to trade within this period. But yeah, okay, so let's go over on Murdex, and this is this is like a website where you can algo trade for free and create your own strategies and backtest for free. It's nice. I don't use it on my main algorithms because you can fine tune it even more if you actually code. But yeah, it's nice if you want to just like use simple strategies like Supertrend. So let's just do a Supertrend Cloud right here. Supertrend, close price greater. So we're gonna go 610, and then you can actually copy. So let me just copy this real quick, and then let's do 10.6. Now we can do it more complicated, but this is just an example. So let's just do long only. So this can be an or sign, and we're gonna sell when it overlaps or when they're both red. So for example, if it's right here, we would have sold, and then we will re-enter our position here. Same thing with this. We'll be selling here, and then we'll be longing here. Now, one thing to know about Supertrend is not a perfect indicator. However, through backtesting, it gives you at least a 1% edge. So when a trade is a 50-50, by following Supertrend, you'll be having at least a 1% edge, so 51%, which is a lot better than MACD RSI, because through testing, if you follow every single cross, by the time that the MACD crosses, the price has already moved most of the time. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty good, but like MACD has a lot of false indications, so you need to pair it up with something else. So we're gonna put the or sign here, and then boom. Close price is greater than Supertrend. Okay, we're gonna sell it when it's less than, or when it's less than right here. So 6, 10, and 10, 6. Boom, simple. Now let's backtest. Now I usually like backtesting on the 1 hourly just because it's in between intraday and long periods. So 1 hour is pretty nice. If it's too short, there's too much noise, and for trend indicators, it tends to have a difficult time during shorter time frames. So 1 hour is pretty ideal. So here you go. Within 1.5 years, the overall return for just long was 130%. So if you put $100 in, your account size now would be $230. And the win rate is actually under 50%, but you don't need a high win rate to make money. and it is under 50%, but longer term, usually, like I said, it gives you a 1% edge. So here's a little bit more advanced version where I just added a dark wolf indicator, which is a very edgy name, but it was made by some other dude. Dark Wolf Bloodline, and I just use his let me get rid of the bands. Buy and sell signals. I just use his buy and sell signals along with Supertrend. So just by doing so, you get a better result here. Let's try Coinbase. Bitcoin to USD. Actually, no, you can't long short. So this was made for long short. So you have to go to BitMEX and long short, 1 hour time frame. Now you can see that Supertrend has a really bad case of drawdown, and that's because, and if you don't know what drawdown is basically when you enter a position and then, for example, right here, this is basically drawdown. You still make profit if you sold here, but the part over here is basically the drawdown. So let's look. The drawdown is 50%, so that's really high. Usually you want to aim for like 20% max. But yeah, it's not bad, but it's not that good. But yeah, that's Supertrend. You actually make money just from the Supertrend cloud. So if you guys are interested, try it out. It's not a bad indicator, but it's not a great one. But you can still profit in the market. Not crazy, but it's decent, right? I mean, these are the trades that it made in Bitcoin. And one thing you want to check, just in case you didn't like overfit, is you want to go to trade another asset. For example, let's go to Binance, and then instead of Bitcoin, let's do USDT with Ethereum. And that's how you know if you didn't overfit or not, is to trade multiple currencies. And if they're all positive, it means your strategy is half decent. So yeah, right here. Whoa, for Ethereum, it did really well. It was averaging 10% monthly, but keep that in mind that the dates for 2019 October and 2020 April, meanwhile, this is half a year. This is barely like 6 months, 7 months. So yeah, and so the win ratio for this one, the Bitcoin, is really low, but I still profited just because the winning positions were a lot larger than the losing positions. And yeah, that's Supertrend Cloud. It's really nice. You guys should try it out, and I'll be going over more strategies later. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.